So guys, it's David here, and I hope you guys are doing well and like always are doing better than yesterday. First of all, I just want to say that I do not condone drugs and I do not encourage anyone to try drugs. But today I relapse on drugs, meth especially. And during my relapse, I learned, funny enough, a very valuable lesson. And I really wish I did not learn this lesson when I am high, obviously, but I did. And it made me just realize something that I otherwise would have found if I had just spent some time and patience during my self-reflection. And it was when I was just cleaning the toilet, right? Because that's what you do when you're high on meth. You clean shit, you have energy. And I was cleaning the toilet. And I was cleaning the toilet because, well, first of all, it was dirty. And at nighttime, I missed the hole and I pee on the floor, right? So I never really gave it a good clean. And I know this is disgusting and shit, but when I cleaned the toilet today, I realized something. Is that like the reason why I am not, staying true and focused and putting off things during my work is because I also do this in the other areas of my life. And there was one not motivational, but mindset video I watched online, and I was talking about like how one action or the way you do something is most likely the way you do other things. And in this case, like for me, I have a history of procrastination like everyone does, right? I have a history of avoiding things because of fear, like we all do. And you tend to ignore those things because you feel like that's just you. Like you are scared to talk to people because that's just you. But you also don't realize that the reason why you're scared, the reason why you're delaying things is because you have built an habit around this thing. And most likely you will find yourself delaying things in your social life, things in your personal life, and things in your business life. And this is when the quote comes in that says, it is never a business problem, but rather it is a self problem. And for the longest time, I choose to ignore that. I choose to ignore that because I feel like I have myself sorted, right? That it must be like I am not up to date with the best tactic. It must be that I am missing something. It must be that the other person has something or has a better strategy than me. Therefore, I am failing. But it never was that. And my stubborn ass just can't seem to understand that I truly never understood myself. And even though at times when I do self-reflection and I did understood myself, that feeling fades. Right? Just because one day you understand yourself does not mean that thought of doubt and uncertainty will not surface again, because it will. And that requires your awareness and discipline to be aware of your old behaviors and old habits starting to flow back up again. And you have to be willing to let that shit go. Because that's the thing with the mind, guys. Like, just because you understood it once does not mean you will understand it forever, because it will always come back to you and bite you in the ass. And which is why, self-identity is super important. It is not something you do once and just leave it around, because it will always change, right? As you change, as you get hit with hardship and, unforeseen adversity events, you have to readjust your life, your beliefs, your principles, whatever. You have to reassess yourself. Because if you don't, you'll probably end up like me today in this chair, right? High off my cunt and, just hopefully perhaps regretting his choice tomorrow. And, for me, it is a self problem. And for me, all my failures, all my inconsistencies was not because I never had the competence. It was not because I never had the resources. I have the best equipment, guys. I have a brand new PC. I have a good mic. I have a good monitor. And yet, why does success seem so far away from me? And yet you'll see people who have a shit laptop, who have a shit thing, who have a shit setup, and yet achieve absolutely astounding shit. It's because it never is really the problem about your equipment. It is the problem about self. The reason why I gave up on my app and I made the excuse to say I am just trying to move on to something else to make my money is because I had doubt. I had this identity issue that sprang and took control over my business life. And me not folding my clothes when the laundry is done may seem like a trifling problem, but that also reflects a bad behavior by myself. It also reflects my procrastination habit. And you see, this is why it's so true. If you have done something wrong in the other areas of your life, that most likely and certainly will happen to you in whatever you are trying to pursue, in whatever your goals you're trying to achieve, right? If you delay washing dishes, if you delay making your bed, then most likely when you go into work mode, when you go into your business life, you're also delaying something else. And then you'll make up these beliefs as saying that I am not this person, I am not a pro athlete because I can't do shit correctly, I can't show up to time, I can't sustain through my training. But you also don't see that there's a pattern emerging, that you fail to stay consistent, you fail to do these things you said you were going to do, not because you can't, but because you have this habit, you have this self-problem that if you don't diagnose and address, you're always going to think that it is an external problem, an external issue, when in reality it is always internal. So yes, today I did relapse. Pardon me, the chicken is still trying to, go down my throat. But yes, tomorrow I'll probably wake up feeling so fatigued, and tonight I may not even sleep. But, I'm glad this is over because I don't have to wait till next weekend and whatnot. But most importantly, guys, being, high. But yeah, guys, relapsing. But yeah, guys, being high as a kite today, I probably would not sleep, right? But today, it also made me realize a lot of things. It also just made my brain tick faster, and it made me see through a lot of my own bullshit, even though it was unintentional, right? Even though I did not want to do this self-reflection to see what is wrong with me. Sometimes the most unexpected things happen at the most weirdest moments in your life. And those times you should really pay attention because they are sincere thoughts, right? They are sincere experiences, and you really learn a lot from them because you're not trying to force anything, but rather it's coming to you. And if you are vigilant, if you are aware, if you're honest, then you'll start to see everything just match up. And you may say, David, well, what if after I find, my problem, my issue, my internal issues, like why I do things the way I do and why I can't stay consistent? Well, that is exactly a video for tomorrow. But today, I'm going to leave it here, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. But I do hope you guys had learned something from this. But if not, like always, I'll be here for you guys tomorrow. And I said that, but until then, good night.